It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey, guys. Good morning and happy Friday. Okay, guys, so we made it. I had my 4 shots of espresso. Yes, the dogs already walked in. Good morning. Guys, there's a lot to talk about. I tried teasing a little bit. I need to shave my face. I need to get my shit together. There's a lot happening right now. But I was teasing a special exciting announcement for what's coming up. And you guys are all so good at guessing. So at this point, I'm just going to give one of these little tidbits up from what we're doing in Los Angeles because I've already kind of said it. So at least I can give you guys something. And then after that, the rest of it will be surprises. Now, I did tell you guys, and Jason shared, he kind of made the executive decision on this one. By the way, guys, in the live chat, before I continue, go ahead and comment. I'm so curious where everybody is from. Let's see. Oh, and hold on. For some reason, your comments aren't popping up on my... Why the hell is YouTube or StreamYard always such a pain when it comes to this? I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'll read your comments on the other one. I just wanted to say that Jason said and made an announcement that he would be doing a vlog kind of situation while we're gone. And that's exactly what he's going to be doing. So he's going to be recording our day-to-day and showing you from us getting ready, going to the airport, to who we're meeting up with, and some of our exciting adventures, because I never share them. So kind of cat's out of the bag. Yes, guys, we are going on Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald, and that is happening on Tuesday morning. So I hope you guys are excited about this. I've been waiting. I've been dying to get on Heather's radar for a long time. I messaged her when I had 5,000 subscribers. She was so sweet to me. And she said, listen, I have a lot of stuff going on. Grow your channel, and eventually one day we'll end up working together. Well, after the Mary interview, she invited me to come on Juicy Scoop, and we were going to do it via Zoom, but I was like, no, Heather, I am flying to LA to make this happen because there's a few other things to happen anyways in the meantime. So yes, guys, cat's out of the bag. We have Juicy Scoop coming up and a few other things. Of course, like I said, we will be recording them. Now, in the meantime, let's see who is in the chat. I see Gigi, I see Barbara, I see Jamila, Deidre. Hi, good morning. Snowy Pasadena, California, LOL, Vancouver, Canada. Hi, Shannon Van. All right, Kim from Riverside. We have friends in Riverside. Hi, guys. Okay, 200 in the room. Now, I want to kick off with just letting you guys know, Jason and I will be back today at 11 to talk about the Real Housewives of Miami. Last night, their new episode came on. Well, it was technically yesterday, anytime you wanted to stream it. But he will be back today at 2 to talk about the reunion looks. And I have to say, I don't know about you guys, and Marisol is not in this, Kiki Bart's not in this, and Adriana's not in it. Kiki Bart did not make it to the reunion. But these women brought it. So I can't wait to see Jason and Storm Doris break down these reunion looks because they look so incredible. And here is just like a little tidbit in the meantime of showing you guys them getting ready while we get ready for our show. Hold on, let's bring it up.
Girls and they wanting to be me, thinking they know me, they see me on TV, got something to say, let me hear it first. You are my daughter, I did it first. He kind of rough but sweet like honey, he give me love. I see these girls and they wanting to be me, thinking they know me, they see me on TV, got something to say, let me hear it first. You are my...
Except I didn't love Adriana's look, so I'm so sorry, Adriana. I thought that you really brought it. I liked your bathtub scene where you tried to completely take all of your clothes off in order to claim a room. Ramona did the same thing on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, but it shows that you're paying attention. So Adriana, good for you. Hopefully you get your full-time position because you are working hard in overtime, girl, for that full-time position. Now, I know that we've been talking about Jenny Nguyen stuff, and of course, more and more Bravo celebrities are going to come out and speaking their mind, their truth on what they feel about Jenny Nguyen's apology. So more have surfaced. Not only was it Tamra Judge, Noella Bergner, Candace Diller-Bassett. We will get to that in a minute, but I feel like we've been talking about Jenny Nguyen for like the past week. And now that she's given her statement apology, what else is there more to talk about? I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like at this point, we all think that the apology was ridiculous. I mean, they're making fun of her on E! News. They're making fun of her on TMZ. They're making fun of her on media outlets that don't even have visuals, like Page 6, Reality Blurb, Radar Online. Like everyone is making fun of this apology because no one found it to be genuine. So I don't really know how much more we can get into it, but actually, let me just get it out of the way. We forgot to. So Candace Diller Bassett and Noella Bergener commented on Jenny Nguyen's apology, and Candace shared, "I know what it feels like to look at oneself in the mirror and grapple with hurtful things I have said. What I also know is that everyone deserves a chance to learn and grow. Jenny must be willing to first acknowledge that there is a bias and do the work. Whether organically or intentionally of unlearning, this is not something she can do in the public eye and the BIPOC. Her bigoted views target will not let her." Okay. She also continued with, "Willing or not, reflection needs to be done away from this platform. We do not deserve to be triggered by the presence of someone who justified unlawful killings of Black people just 1 year ago in the spaces." All right. And then, of course, Noella chimed in and she said, "The worst part is I really did love Jenny. And then I read her post and it's like, whoa, no excuse, no excuse. It's a shame because I found her very interesting. It's a weird time. I'm not a big believer in cancel culture, but it was really bad. And I agree with Bravo's decision." And she also went on to explain, "I felt like I kind of need to go up and talk to her. I want to say to her, you know, okay, let's unpack this. Let's unpack this. Do you really think this way?" Noella, I would just hold your breath, girl. I would focus on Orange County because you are a hot mess in Orange County and we're here for it. You are all over the place. I think what you did was you said, let me find a housewives coach. Let me find the most ineffective housewives coach. Who can I call? Let me see. Go through my phone. Scroll. There's nobody in the A's. B. Oh, Bronwyn, the one who got fired from the show. Let me ask her how to navigate this platform. I feel like that's exactly what Noella Bergener did. But listen, Noella, with your lawsuits and your divorce and you're fighting with everybody on the cast, and then you're bashing of Teddy Mellencamp and Tamra Judge saying, you know that you failed in life when you go from being a housewife to having a podcast. Noella, you just got on this platform, friend. If you want to be here for more than 2 minutes, in the words of Teresa Giudice, I would, and I'm not telling you to be quiet. I'm telling you, you can't attack. You have to have an ally. You can't just go out here and attack every single housewife on the block. Somebody's got to be your friend. That's not how this works. Ask Brandi Glanville. When you start attacking all of the housewives and you go down the line and you start pissing off everybody, that's a problem. And that's a problem because they're all going to start talking and then no one's going to want to film with you. And if nobody wants to film with you, guess who's shit out of luck? Not us. We still get the show. It's you. So just a little bit of a tidbit for Noella Bergener. Now, there is another Bravo celebrity couple or former couple that I want to talk about because this is an absolute shit show of a joke. I was friends with this person for back in the day in my 20s. Let's be honest, at this point, I don't really know him. I mean, we know each other in passing. If you ask him my last name, he's not going to be able to tell you. If you ask him when I worked at SIR, he's not going to be able to tell you. It's been so long. I mean, seeing him in passing will be cordial. It is what it is, but this is a hot mess and a joke. Guys, 300 people in the room. Don't forget to smash that like button. I do have to read this because Raquel decided to throw herself an unengagement party. Well, technically, Chyna was a part of this, and she threw an unengagement party right before watching the reunion part 2 to celebrate her moving on in a new direction, celebrate what life looks like after her split from James Kennedy. Well, James is claiming that he dodged a bullet with Raquel breaking up with him, but dodged a bullet? You're talking about this doe-eyed, like little sweet Bambi running through the forest, like looks like she could do nothing wrong. How did you dodge a bullet? Well, he explains it. He explains it. And when he does, he said that ever since he broke up, well, Raquel broke up with him, that she's been drinking so much. She drinks every night. She's partying, and he can't live that kind of lifestyle. He's so happy that that's out of his life because now he can focus on being the best person he needs to be. What the f*** are you talking about? You were just in Vegas with your groupies, and I know exactly who the people are. I've been around the restaurants for a long time. Jason worked in the restaurants. I worked in the restaurants. We know who all of these yes men are, and I'm not, no offense to you guys. I mean, honestly, I don't have relationships with them anyways. I don't care. even when I saw them, when I used to interact with them, and they'd be like, hey, babe, how are you? Can you go get me a rosé? No, bitch, go get your own rosé. And stop following somebody around who tells you what to wear and what to do and how to act. And stop telling them that every time that they do something that it's okay when they act like an ass. That's all. Just had to get that off my chest. Guys, the 4 shots of espresso are kicking in, and I am next level this morning. We have a lot of shit going on. Mama Bear is coming in town. I have family coming in town. We are going out of town. I don't have time for some James Kennedy bullshit. Okay? Now, with that, let's go ahead and bring up some callers just to kind of get through these topics, and then I will move on. You guys are probably like, what did you put in your espresso this morning? I should have put some Baileys in that, but I didn't. Before I start bringing up some callers, I do want to share a couple of, I always like bringing up these funny little videos, and I don't know how many of them are funny, but why not? Let me go ahead and take this one off the screen. Let's go back to Jason. I always send them to Jason. First of all, this should never happen. Okay? How on earth is this real? Bravo by bitches. Yes, I agree. Hosted by Vicki Gunvalson at the Larry Flint's Hustler Club. She is hosting a breakup party on Saturday, February 5th. Girl, he broke up with you a year ago. He is engaged to a new woman. You literally just ran into him in a restaurant with his new woman and chased him out of the restaurant. This breakup, you've been on blind dates. You have a matchmaker who's helping you. Why are we hosting a breakup party? This screams, I'm not going to be mean to Vicki Gunvalson. This screams some shit, and you guys know where I'm going with it. But okay, Vicki Gunvalson, we'll leave you alone. Now, I do have other Bravo news. Finally, Teresa Giudice's home, it's under contract. Well, it's been under contract before, so this is not the first time. Will it last? We'll see. But Michelle, who we saw on last season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, was technically Teresa's real estate agent, and then she fell off as the real estate agent, and then she came back as the real estate agent. And she said, pleased to announce that after just a few days on the market with a series of multiple offers, 6 Indian Lane is officially under contract. It's been under contract before. The price has dropped numerous times. It's changed hands within realtors. This isn't, I mean, if you listen, she's getting her commission check. Teresa obviously said, thank you so much. Jennifer Aiden said, congrats. If you're happy about it, good for you. But this was a long time coming. I feel like we've been talking about this for 2 years. So victory 2 years later. I mean, that sounds shady as hell. I wasn't a good real estate agent, so I'll leave you alone, Michelle. And lastly, this is something that I want to do while I'm in LA.
Holy crap! Oh my God! What the fuck?
Yes, you should.
Like that one.
Hey. Mr. Rogers.
That would terrify somebody. You can't just chase people on the side of the road. Okay. We'll leave you alone. We'll leave you alone. All right, let's go ahead and start bringing up some callers. Guys, 400 people in the room. We're less than 15 minutes in. I'm going to bring up a caller we haven't seen in quite some time. So this is always a pleasant surprise. I'm going to bring up Janice Froman. And then, of course, I see Gabriella. I see Georgia Carolina and Kristen Marie. And I've also pinned the call-in link at the top of the live chat. I don't know why it's not letting me see the live chat on this. But, guys, I will read it over here while I bring up our callers. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it's acting like an ass, but it is all funny until Granny drops. Well, Adam, thanks for making me smile first thing in the morning. Jason should join you on Fridays. We know he's awake. Jason is definitely awake. He's getting ready for our Real Housewives of Miami Live at 11. And then he has an appointment at 12:15. And then he's coming back to do the reunion looks at 2 o'clock. So he's awake. He's just not on my time. And he makes it very known. I'm like, hey, Jason, do you want to jump on a live? He's like, I don't work for you. I get it. Just relax. Take a chill pill. Eat a Snickers. I don't know. Do something. Let's bring up Janice. Hi, Janice.
Hey, Adam, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. It's been hard for me to call in because we've been doing hybrid scheduling from work, yada, yada, yada.
Aw.
Home the last 3 weeks, working from home. The husband just left to go run errands, so I'm able to call while he's not around.
Hey, I always love getting rid of the husband.
So 2 things. Vicki having a breakup party. Come on, we all know that's just about her being relevant, right?
I mean,
we won't even go there with that because she just doesn't want to let go. It's her show, doggone it, and she wants to be back on her show, right? I know. I won't stir up the chat with that.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. It's like at this point, you know, she even said that the show is mindless and stupid. She said this on Two Teas in a Pod with Tamara and Teddy. She's like, the show is mindless and stupid, and Tamara and I will never go back to the show. And I asked Tamara, I was like, well, Vicki spoke on your behalf in one of your podcast interviews, and she said you wouldn't come back to the show. And Tamara did not confirm that. She said, listen, money talks.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
What I'm really calling in is for your poll today, your James Kennedy question.
Okay.
I'm the person one of the people that responded, you're right. My husband's been sober for over 20 years. So when you're doing the AA and you're working your 12 steps, it's kind of encouraged that your life partner be involved in that process. So not that the life partner is asked to stop drinking, but the life partner is asked to kind of help promote the person's sobriety. And I went to Al-Anon for a while too, to kind of understand some of his anger issues and things like that. So for all the people in the chat that responded, what your poll ended up being 92%.
Yeah, it was 92% when I asked. James Kennedy claims he dodged a bullet with Raquel because she's drinking every night. 92% said he's hurting and will say anything, and 9% said he's right. And you were part of that 9%.
I am part of that 9%. And I know that I'm in the minority, but it's with my husband. And then we have some very good friends that are also going through that, and they live a sober life. And I mean, they're living real sober lives, not California sober. Okay. I kind of, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but to be fair, Janice, I did want to say this. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, even sometimes when Jason and I first moved here, it felt like we were in like the Caribbean, and we went from LA where everything was shut down to Florida where everything was open, and we would work from home on YouTube, and neither one of us can cook for anything, like to save our lives. So we would go out to these cheap happy hours where it's like $4 or $5 bites and like a $3 cocktail, and they give you headaches because obviously don't ever take a $3 cocktail. Let me just say that. But it just got easy to every day. There were places next to us in walking distance and amazing places that were so cheap between 3 and 6. And you get in this routine. And finally, I said to Jason, I was like, I've put on like 7 or 8 pounds. Like, we need to cut this out. And Jason was like, no, I completely agree. Had he have not agreed, it would have been so hard for me to sit there and see Jason having a great time while I'm like, I got to cut 7 or 8 pounds. But for Raquel, we don't really see her drink a whole lot on the show. Like, when she's talking to James about his sobriety, we don't see her like, I feel like we never see her getting like wasted. We saw her one time actually when she got drunk and they were at, I think, Tom and Ariana's house.
Okay.
Yeah, we did see her.
And I remember that too. But the thing is, it's gotta be hard for him because he hangs in a social group. Yes, he's on TV, but all these people in this social group, basically they drink.
Right.
They drink to excess. And so I am sure that in the beginning, he had a lot of feelings about how do I fit in? Will they support me? And it's been great. They do support him. And they always seem to kind of say, great job. We're happy for you. And they seem, at least on the show, don't know in their private lives.
Right.
Seem to support his lifestyle change because they've noticed the change in him. So that's a good thing.
Lala Kent did it for 3 years, though.
Yep.
And Randall Emmett, let me tell you something about Randall Emmett.
Oh, here it
One of
comes.
my last days working, I hope I'm allowed to talk about this.
One
of my last days working.
It's just you and me. We're chatting.
Oh, yeah. It's just you and me and like 450 people. Yes. But one of my last days working, This is a fun tidbit from Tom Tom. I was working and it was on one of my last weekends. I think it was on a Friday or a Saturday night. And Randall came in with James, and all of the girls, everybody there to see Lisa or anybody from the show, they recognized Randall because they knew that he was with Lala, and they obviously recognized, Jax Taylor, who he was there with. And they're walking around working the room, and all of these girls from bachelorette parties are running up, and they're like, Randall, we love you. Is Lala there? And he's legit calling Lala on the phone, letting people try to talk to her. She hung up in his face, and obviously she's annoyed. And I'm like, well, yeah, she would be annoyed. Tom Schwartz used to do the same thing to Katie, and Katie would be like, click, I'm not doing this. And he went around to all of the different tables, and he said, ladies, what are you drinking? Adam, let's do a round of shots over here, a round of shots over here. Actually, just buy them a round of appetizers. That's on my bill. And at the end of the night, we had a bill that was racked up over $2,000 to $3,000. And I walked up to him, and I was like, hey, Randall, there's a bill to be paid, and you can't walk out on me because I'm not getting stuck with this, because many people know as a server, if somebody stiffs you on the bill, it's a big problem. You are supposed to watch your tables. If somebody walks out, that is on you. I wouldn't be stuck paying $2,000 or $3,000, but I would be definitely in trouble for it. And I walk up to Randall, and I'm like, hey, Randall, it's time to pay the bill. And he's like, oh, so I don't actually have my card. Jax, can you come over here real quick? Hey, can you cover this one? And Jax looks at Randall and goes, dude, we can't keep doing this. I covered you the other night. He's like, man, I'm good for it. I'll get you back. He's like, I was supposed to come out for a guy's night, not spend $2,000, $3,000. And Randall's like, I got you, man. I got you. And Jax looks so pissed. And I'm like, I don't give a shit if you're pissed or not. I'll call Lisa, and she'll make sure that you pay it. So it's totally up to you. I don't care. And he was completely pissed. Randall was just working the room, not paying for the bill that he was working the room. It was a whole shit show. But at the end of the day, I think what I was getting to is Lala was at home sober, and he was still very much so interacting in the party scene. So I actually really commend her for being able to maintain her sobriety with someone like Randall.
Well, and it can be hard because if you have that personality where you can't be strong enough to stand up for yourself, you can easily slide back into that lifestyle. Right. And that's not going to be good overall, especially for someone like James Kennedy. I mean, because when we would watch him on the show, he'd get totally smashed, and he would probably even forget what he was doing at certain times. Obviously, his language skills went downhill when he was drinking, right? So, I mean, and it's hard. So, I mean, I replied in the chat the other day when we did the Vanderpump Rules kind of recap. James and Raquel have a codependent relationship.
Right.
He relies on her to keep him on the straight and narrow. She relies on him to make sure that she has strength to stand up for herself.
Right.
So it's pretty hard. So when you're severing that kind of codependent relationship, you're still going to feel like you need that person there. Right. And so James has to be really, really careful with what he's doing now. Great. Go ahead. Run around Vegas,
do whatever you got to do.
Yeah. But I commend him for wanting to be sober on a show that's known for all these people getting drunk.
Well, Jean Walsam just gave a super chat, and Jean, it's not letting me bring it up on the screen, but thank you for the super chat. And she said, James is a DJ in clubs. He's around drinking all the time, which is true. This is a part of your business. So if you're going to maintain or want to be sober and not drink, you're going to have to learn to be around it if this is going to be your career path, whether it's the person that you choose to be with. I mean, he was just in Vegas running around with all of his friends. And again, like I said earlier, these friends, for the most part, the ones that I can identify that I actually know, they're all yes men. They're like, oh, James, babe, it's one drink. Like, you got it, bro. Or James, you're so amazing. You're fucking DJ James Kennedy. Like, everybody loves you. It's just the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. And, people do like James. James is a lovable guy when he's not upset or passionate about something. Let's just say that. Or, like kind of a loose cannon sometimes with his emotions. So I don't know. The whole thing is just like, to me.
And I understand that because when my husband and we've been married 10 and a half years. And when we first started dating, I'm a musician. He wouldn't come see me play because he didn't want to be around in the bar scene.
Aw.
He comes now because he knows that he's there with me. And for the most part, I have gotten away from playing with bands and artists that just get up on stage and drink because you look silly, you're stupid, and it makes me look silly and stupid, and I'm a professional. And that's not what I represent my brand to be when I'm
Right.
on that stage, because I don't drink when I play. I'll
Right.
drink after I'm done, but I don't drink while I play. And you never disrespect a bar owner from the stage, which unfortunately I've been involved with a few artists in my past that have done that. So he has the strength now to be around it. And so James is getting to that point. And that's the reason why I wanted to call in. Sorry.
Hey.
Rambling.
Dennis,
But you
thank
know that
for
about me
calling
already.
in. Thank you for calling in and waking up with us. And I hope that you enjoy your peace and quiet while the husband is away.
Wonderful. And I just have to give a shout out to Jason because he knows I'm always in the chat for Anchor Watch. I can't wait, Jason, for sailing because the clips that we've seen so far from Bravo, they look pretty good. I didn't watch season 2 of Sailing because I'm like, okay, I'm done watching a bosun running around trying to do it with every single girl on the ship.
Well, I have a feeling you're getting that back too. And for some people who don't know, who are big Below Deck fans, we had the incident this season with Heather and Raina where inappropriate comments came up.
Yeah.
We're having another moment like that on Below Deck Sailing Yacht. So we are getting more of the heavy topics and things. Like, I don't know, personally, I don't know why Bravo continues to air stuff that is going to upset people and trigger people. Like, if somebody said something completely ignorant like that, take them off to the side, fire them, do what you have to do. But by airing it on the show and letting it make it past the editing room floor, it's really just, it's upsetting people. It's pissing people off. And they don't want to watch that. Like, there's enough of that happening in the world. And so many people have said right here on my lives that people use Bravo as an escape, not something that's going to trigger your emotions and trigger you back into a time where the world was in, it's in complete chaos. So hopefully Bravo does not air it. But from what we're hearing, something of like that will be aired.
But I think it would be handled a little bit differently on that because you're on a sailboat. There's not a lot of room. So Captain Glenn gets to know his staff probably a little bit better on a more personal relationship than Captain Lee does. So I am hoping that if they do show it, that they show Captain Glenn taking charge and having that resolution and resolving it. So we'll have to wait and see. Adam, I don't want to see it either. I want to see that sailboat, going over at a 45-degree and watching everybody almost fall off. I love it.
I like it. I'm here for it, Janice.
All right.
Well,
bye, guys. Everybody.
Bye, Janice.
Weekend.
You too. Happy weekend.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. Speaking of which, we have an amazing subscriber who's a part of this community, feels like family at this point, who is going to be in town tomorrow. She came in town to do, she went on vacation with her husband, and Jason and I will be meeting up with her for brunch tomorrow. I just wanted to say, if you guys are ever in town in South Florida, like, I know Georgia Carolina is in that car all the time. You can drive that car down to South Florida, okay? And let's go have some drinks. Let's have fun. If you guys are in town, message me or message Jason, because we would definitely love to take you out all the time. Now, let's get back to it. Before we do, well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and start bringing up some more callers. Just to remind you guys, we will be talking about the Real Housewives of Miami at 11 a.m. today with Jason on Down with Jason. And then he'll be back at 2 p.m. with Storm Doris to continue the conversation. Before we continue on, I did want to bring this up really quick. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. It's a pretty big deal. Rob Kardashian is demanding that the jury not hear about alleged text messages he sent threatening to hire a hitman amid his battle with Blac Chyna. Now, they've been in this battle for almost 6 years, and there were threatening texts that allegedly came from Rob Kardashian. And in these texts, it was to this man who was apparently he goes by Jones. He was allegedly hooking up with Blac Chyna. And from what they're saying, Rob was getting upset because there was a photo that was leaked of Jones kissing Chyna. And Jones said in court, Kardashian's conduct involved multiple immediate direct threats of harm by both Kardashian himself and by third parties that Kardashian indicated he would be hiring to maim and kill Jones on his behalf if he were to travel to Atlanta. And it also went on to say there can be no reasonable argument Kardashian's multiple direct and graphic threats to Jones are not the sort of extreme and outrageous. And in the messages, one said, "This is my wife and you about to get your ass beat by every Mexican in LA, including me. I promise you that. You're about to get your ass beat by every loyal Mexican in Los Angeles. And if you don't think I got fools in Atlanta, we're going to beat your ass." Another said, "I hope you're religious because after I beat your ass with about 30 Mexicans, you better hope God lets you into heaven. Nobody's fucking with you, but my boys will. Like I said, us Mexicans don't play, and you got my wife hot, and I will find out where you are." Rob Kardashian, friend, you are very much so a public figure, and this is being reported by Radar Online. Usually they come in with the court documents. They are calling these alleged text messages. So have they been proven to be Rob's? I don't know. I'm guessing not as of right now. I'm sure Rob would not send them from his own phone. This probably came from a burner account. Who actually knows? But if these did come from Rob Kardashian, I have a feeling that Mama Kris Jenner cannot save you from that one, friend. Let's go ahead and start bringing up some callers. Let's do the damn thing. Hi, Jordan.
Jordan.
Hi, Krista.
Hey.
Hey.
All right.
I'm so confused. Wait, hold on.
Wait.
I'm so confused. Since when was Rob Kardashian Mexico? Since when was he Mexican?
So that's why when this came out and they're saying alleged, I was wondering, maybe this is not him Asian. Because he's Armenian. He's not Mexican. So
which is in Asia. Like Armenia's in Asia. Like what?
Well, maybe it was Chris. Maybe it was Chris. Maybe Chris did it. Maybe she just got. I mean, like maybe. Maybe he was talking about his boy. The hitman is Mexican. Maybe.
But he said us Mexicans.
Or maybe it was coming from a hitman, an alleged hitman, and the alleged hitman was sending the text messages.
Maybe
so. Clarification question. When was this? Like, is this recent or was this like years ago? Back when they were like just breaking up? Because I was so confused listening to this. I was like, the last thing I heard about them was they were peaceful. What happened? When did he all of a sudden turn into Tommy Manzo? Like, what happened?
Right now, technically, Blac Chyna is suing Kardashian and the Kardashian Jenner family. She's also accusing Rob of revenge porn along with assault and battery. There was
that case is alleged, still open? I thought they closed that.
No, it's still open. They're going to trial in April. There was an alleged weapon involved, and then Rob is claiming that Blac Chyna tried to choke him with an iPhone cord and beat him with a 6-foot metal pole. Like Blac Chyna is claiming
that specific case is still open because I could have sworn that she dropped the domestic abuse case once they got the child support stuff and the custody agreement settled together. So now that's not going away?
Nope, it's not gone away. It's been around since 2016, and they are going to court in April.
Why would he try to stop them if they weren't his? Why would he try to stop? You know what I mean? If they're not his and he can't, they can't prove to be his. Why is he trying to even stop them from being shown? And
why is he so fixated on them being Mexican? Like I'm not trying to like play a race card here, but that just stuck out to me because it was like, why did you say that so many times? Is the person you're talking to Mexican? Like what is that?
I didn't necessarily understand the text messages, and I hope that Rob Kardashian is not silly enough to send messages. First of all,
that's what I was wondering too.
Like that through a text, right?
Are you that stupid? Being a Kardashian, sending a threatening message from a cell phone. You would never do that.
Like that is,
and your father is your idol. I'm sure you know better.
Right. And you couldn't, like me, you, Jordan, or Krista, we could not send threatening messages like that to somebody without there being consequences and repercussions. Like, let alone if you're on the map as one of the, I mean, he's not one of the biggest public figures, but let's face it, he is
his name.
Even the biggest family in America.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's that dumb. I really don't. I mean, even from a burner fan, he's not like, look what happened. Like Shaw's from Sunset with Mike. Like, how are you still texting people and knowing that that's what people are looking for? You know what I mean? And to do it from a burner phone. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not that, I don't think he's that I mean, I don't know. I mean,
listen. Have you guys seen Blac Chyna's show with her mom?
Mm-mm. Wait,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
I've seen
yeah.
Robin Blac Chyna's
So
book.
I forgot.
Rhonda,
Jordan,
sorry.
do you remember what her mom's name was?
her name is Tokyo Tony, but I
Tokyo
think her,
Tony, yes.
I can't remember her legal name, but
Can
it's
I
Tokyo
just say
Tony.
really quick, like Blac Chyna comes off and she comes off so sweet and like she looks amazing with her kids. And then like when you piss her off, like when her mom pisses her off, and her mom has a way of triggering her, they have a tumultuous relationship. And when she pisses her off, Blac
Tokyo
Chyna is
Tony
like,
can
get the
trigger-
fuck out of my house.
Did you see the video of them at the
Tokyo
amusement
Tony
park?
can trigger Gandhi. Like
They were at an amusement park, and she like somebody went to pick up the baby when the baby was first born, their baby, and there was a whole big old fist fight with Blac Chyna, her security, because somebody went to go pick up her kid, like her baby, like hey Blac Chyna, let me see your baby, and she's like, what?
I don't think Blac
was
Chyna
that when
plays
they were
with her
down
kid.
at the Disneyland?
I think it was like some kind of something like an amusement park
I
around.
remember that when she slung the stroller at
She's
the lady because she walked up and tried to like touch her kid or something.
Yeah,
I would have
I
did
was
that
like,
too, though. No,
Can I just
no
say an
shade. Like
interesting
as a mom,
sidebar
I
really
would
quick?
have probably punched her in the face.
Me too.
I hated when I was a kid and my family, we would go to Disney and they'd be like, oh, there's Goofy, go hug Goofy. I'm like, that I don't know who that is behind that. Like I would not go do it. And then I had a friend who was in a tragic motorcycle accident. Actually, he used to work at a place called Chuck E. Cheese. Do we know Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, we have Chuck E. Cheese's up here.
Okay. So we know Chuck E. Cheese, and he
We're all
needed a
30
summer
over.
job. So he would dress up as the rat for Chuck E. Cheese, the mouse, the rat, whatever. And there was this one kid who was throwing a temper tantrum, and at his party, the kid rallied the other kids, and they thought it would be funny to push him over and start kicking him. So actually really hurt him. And then he went into the back, and then he he took a break. And then came back out, and like the manager was like, you need to get back out there. Like we'll make sure this doesn't happen again. So then he walks up to the kid, this little kid that was just like beating the shit out of him in his costume. And he's like, give me a hug. Like we can all make peace here. And goes to hug the kid and takes the plastic part of the mask and goes, bah! And I'm like, and he got fired for it. And I'm thinking, after listening to that story, I'm like, I don't mess with people who dress up in costumes like that and try to be the character for whatever they're trying to sell us on that shit. I will take the Chuck E. Cheese pizza, but you can keep the rat. I don't need it.
That pizza's good too. That was good pizza.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza, you mean?
Yeah, I like Chuck E. Cheese pizza. No, remind me of like skate drink.
Just
pizza.
look up the conspiracy theories on Chuck E. Cheese pizza. It's too early in the morning to speak about that. It's too early in the morning.
Kate said where I live, it's too mouse.
Yes.
Okay. So real quick, let's keep the topic moving. I did want to bring something else up. Why
are people gagging about these Real Housewives of Miami fashions?
I think they're hot.
Gagging.
They're hot.
I think they look great. I just don't see anything that's like.
That's the best reunion looks we've had in a long time. Don't you think?
Beverly Hills or Salt Lake City?
They look great. Now, mind you, the fact that they're comparing them to Salt Lake City is hilarious because when you see them in tandem to each other,
there's no comparison. It's like I ordered this and this came.
Maybe I'm just a spoiled Housewives fan. But the only people who are really giving me something is Gertie and Lisa.
Really? I think every single one looks
Everybody
hot.
else looks like I have seen it done better or worse. It's not anything that's like crazy or new. Like like it all just looks like stuff I've seen or will see.
Look how hot they look. They're all like
they look great. They all look amazing. They
yellow,
look beautiful. But they're making it seem like they just they're not all wearing Comme des Garçons and
well, we're traumatized. Look what we just saw. We're traumatized from the last reunion look. So you know what I mean? We couldn't even find one good one at the last time. So we're just coming off of like a low. So, but they do look amazing. I mean, I can't find one thing wrong with any single one.
I can. This one.
Well, until you get to Adriana. Until you get to nope.
That's the one. That's the one.
It's
But
a
I don't
chop
want to
for
ruin
me,
this or
sis.
take away from Jason. Jason's doing a whole reunion looks live, so we'll definitely be back to criticize all of this. But this is my least favorite. I'll leave it at that for sure.
Is Marisol in there?
I concur.
That's it. Oh yeah,
she looks good.
Which okay, I have to look. Yeah, I'll look when Jason does it. But
They all look great to me, but nothing was like, oh my god.
He kind of rough but sweet like honey. He give me love.
Marisol actually looked good. Is there?
Yeah.
By the way, I wanted to bring this up
Do you
because
get what I mean? Like they all look great. Nobody look bad.
Bring Vicki back up.
This is me on a poll. Sorry.
Girl.
Oh my god.
Girl.
She does not have that thing in right. Like she don't have that thing in right.
Something was in right, and, I'm not talking about the stripper pole, but they all look great. That's not the thing. Like nobody looks bad except Adriana. But the problem is like the only people who like when I saw their look and was like, oh my god, was like Lisa and Gertie. Yeah, everybody else was like, oh, she look good. Oh, she look good. Oh, she real cute.
And I don't ever wear dresses. I don't like look any look like would turn me off. I'd be like, no way. I could never even. I don't even get into it. But I can look and wear everything, single one of them. I think, except for the yellow. I could wear. I think I could wear everything. I would like to wear. You know what I mean? I could wear it, and I wouldn't feel like. I don't know. I would like it. I look at other housewives' styles, and I'm like, I would never wear that. I just wouldn't wear it. Not that it's bad. I just don't.
The only ones that I would wear out of that group was Gertie and Nicole.
Wait, hold on. You have to save your Real Housewives of Miami.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. So we're going to move on.
I'm not doing a video about
Rob
this.
Kardashian.
I'm just pointing it out.
I did want to say really quick, and I'm not trying to kind of go backwards and keep talking about this. First of all, I don't know if anybody's going to be watching this, but Teddy Mellencamp and Cynthia Bailey are confirmed for Celebrity Big Brother. I don't watch Celebrity Big Brother. And I saw yesterday.
She's not going to make it happen. She's not making it happen.
I want to say I saw yesterday a bunch of comments, and I've been choosing not to talk about the Tasha K thing only because I've had Tasha on my channel. I've been on Tasha's channel, and it's not something. I feel like once you start making those relationships, whether you agree with it or not, you kind of like Tasha hasn't done anything to me. So I wasn't going to go on a whole I might have my opinions, but I don't need to make a whole bashing thing. There. Yeah. And by the way, Tasha K and the Wino gang, that is a machine. Okay. And you don't with the Wino gang unless you have a platform like Cardi's. Like Cardi obviously has millions of followers, but when you have 100K, you don't mess with Tasha K.
I ain't messing. I'm not touching that. Sometimes you're gonna introduce it to my algorithm.
I mean,
because she's your friend. Because there's a professional respect there, and I honor that level of loyalty. All I'll say is go watch my videos on it.
Right. Well, and I did want to say, everyone was like, it's just to go. It goes to show you. People are talking about the fact that Tasha K hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is amazing. That's when you get the gold play button.
Really?
Bigger. Yeah, but now
just recently.
No, she hit it like two weeks ago, and now she just fell under 1 million to 995,000. And I just learned this yesterday because I was on a phone call with Emily D. Baker, and I asked, now that I've hit 100K, how do I get the silver play button? And she said, well, after a week, as long as you maintain the 100K, a banner will pop up and then you apply and then they send it to you, whatever. And I was thinking for Tasha K, it hasn't been long enough for her to get her gold play button. So this shit
will they
went
take
down.
It away from her? Will they take it away now?
Well, they haven't given it to her yet. You have to have the 1 million subscribers for over a week plus.
Yeah, like you have to go through certain preliminary
how perfect
formalities
would that
for you
work out?
to
That's like the cosmos aligning things to work out a way that you know what I mean. Like
I mean,
the cosmos kind of screwed her over.
She's only down by 5,000. Okay, she'll get her 5,000 back. But it just goes to show you.
Now, I have a question as somebody who is monetized, though.
Yeah.
Quick YouTuber question. I heard that, in the process of getting monetized, like they go back through your old content and see like if there's anything that violates guidelines, blah, 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 that they can't monetize, doing all of that stuff. Do they do that with each like level of plaque that you get do they redo that process with the 250? Do they redo that with the 5,000? Do they redo that with the 1 million? Because do you think that now the content that she had to delete about Cardi B may affect that process?
No, I think it's the initial
because there's a lot of views
process. But like for Tasha, one thing that she probably does have, because the thing on here is like you can't say C19, you can't really use that word on here. If you use the R word, like when you're talking about Jenny Nguyen's post, like sometimes words like that, because what happens is Google puts ads in that are all ages friendly. And if you start using some of these words that might not be okay for kids under 18 or like a 12-year-old to be watching, then they will do limited ad suitability. And you'll see instead of a green money sign, it'll be a yellow money sign. And it'll just limit the amount of ads that they can put on your video. So like while Tasha K on her platform, she'll be like, what the just happened? And she'll say every word in the book, but I'm change limited ad suitability, which at the end of the day, she ends a stream and has 100,000 views in like an hour. So she's fine. It doesn't matter because she makes up for it on her platform. So it's kind of, you have to choose. Like for me, I probably had maybe 4 or 5 in my whole year and a half of doing YouTube limited ad suitabilities, because I don't come on here and like say too many cuss words or go too crazy. And usually I try to bleep myself out. And 9 times out of 10, if I get it, it's because I brought on a caller who did that, not usually me. So
then I've gotten you flagged a lot. Sorry.
You haven't. And it also
we owe you some money.
It goes by.
I'm about to say I've probably gotten a couple of your videos demonetized.
No. It goes by the placement too. How many times you said it, as opposed to how long the actual video is. So if you said it twice in an 8-minute video, you're definitely going to get limited ad suitability. But if you said it twice in an hour-long video, they won't flag you. So it's weird. There's a whole algorithm to it. And I'm still trying to learn every day. And Jason learns new shit. And he comes and tells me. And yesterday when I was talking to Emily, she's like, you have to go into the YouTube chat login. And I was like, YouTube chat login? Where the is that? And she was like, oh, Adam.
I'm literally learning a new extension of YouTube every day. But as you were explaining this, I was literally going back and thinking about through my videos. And I was like, oh, well, that's demonetized. That's demonetized. That's demonetized.
Well, no, and
then you were thinking about the... but then you said the time frame, and I was like, "Oh, well, maybe not."
No. I cursed the first 10 minutes. I'm screwed. Every single one, I'm screwed. I cursed the first 10 minutes.
Well, and then for both of you, when it comes up as limited ad suitability, you can always request review. The only thing is if you know that you just did a 10-minute video and you drop 10 F-bombs, I wouldn't when you do the request review.
Pick your battles.
If they start greenlighting you and they're like, okay, request review, you know what? This shouldn't be limited ad suitability, which happens a lot. We're going to just give it a green money sign. If you do it enough where you keep on requesting and they keep on changing it back, then they start trusting your platform and then they'll stop flagging you as much. So it really it's like you have to build a rapport with YouTube. It's just like, it's exhausting. I have to focus on my relationship at home and I have to focus on my relationship with YouTube.
Somebody's like, did you read the copyright stuff? I'm like, what? I said, no, I didn't read no copyright thing. They're like, just read it. I'm like, I have to actually read that.
That's another thing. It's like you can't. Jason and I tried to do a below deck watch party.
Right.
And when we did, you could hear, I knew that you can't play Bravo clips on, like right now, if I played like a little clip from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I would get demonetized on this video because it's copyright. But when we did Below Deck, I thought, you know what? We're not showing it. We're just recording us on the couch watching. But since the mic picked up on Below Deck in the background, it still got demonetized and it was flagged as copyright issues. So it really, really depends. It's super sensitive.
Well,
there's no thing to this. It's weird.
I know. Like, they should figure out a way that we could do a watch party, because look at how much more, if we could all do a watch party, like how much more streamy we would probably get. You know what I mean? Because we've talked about doing it all the time, but because YouTube doesn't let you.
I was going to offer a suggestion, but I don't want to put no smoke in somebody's thing and get their stuff shut down.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I want you to both stay on really quick, because I do want to bring up this one last thing. Where are you? I know you're here.
I can't believe Vicky's going to have a breakup party.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I'm surprised that Noella didn't mention Vicki when she was talking about people failing in life and getting a podcast. Where's Vicky's podcast?
Vicki got
nobody whooping it up with Vicki anymore?
Tamara said no. Tamara picked Teddy over Vicki. Can you believe that one? Teddy decided. Yeah. Tamara Tamara swears that, or Vicki swears that Tamara's supposed to do a podcast with her first, even though she told Kate Casey she would never go on her podcast 5 years ago because they don't make any money and only losers have podcasts. But now Vicki's trying to get on the podcast. Be on a podcast.
Vicki's podcast produced by, was it Podcast One?
Does Vicki even have a podcast?
She did. She had the Whoop It Up one.
I'm still trying to figure out.
Oh, I didn't know she had one.
Yeah, no, Teddy and Tamara's is on iHeartRadio though. But I did want to bring this up really quick because this is one of our last topics for the day.
The unfollowing.
Garcelle and Sutton have unfollowed Erika Jayne after an explosive fight on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I was wondering about this. And yes, they have obviously unfollowed each other. You can go on Instagram and see it. But from what we're hearing, Garcelle has been coming for Erika completely all season. And a couple of nights ago while filming, they really went after each other. Now, after that, Garcelle unfollowed Erika and Sutton did the same. And apparently there's more conflict here. Erika's relationship with Garcelle and Sutton has hardly improved since last season, and this fight certainly didn't help the matters, is what they're saying. Sutton and Garcelle have grown closer, but Teddy actually mentioned on her podcast with Tamara that one of the women is not buying what Dorit is selling when it comes to this burglary story. So I'm wondering, what does that mean? Are you claiming that you think it's fraud? Are you claiming that, like, where are you going with this? But Teddy said, I can't give you more details. This is going to be an explosive season. What I can say is there's one woman who is not
very limited. That's a very limited selection, being that most of the remaining cast members are the Fox Force 5.
That's what I was going to say. By the way, guys, 550 in the room. Smash that like button and it's subscribers only live chat.
So it's either what, Sutton, Garcelle, or Crystal?
Jordan, that's what I was going to say, because if you think about it, let's talk about who we have here real quick. We have Kyle Richards, who's best friends with Dorit, right. Erika, who showed up to support her, Lisa Rinna, who showed up to support her. Kathy's not going to get involved in this. Crystal Kung Minkoff, we
don't care at all.
Well, and I don't think that I don't think she's going to question it. Honestly, I don't think it's Crystal. And then you have Garcelle and Sutton, plus Sanella Diana Jenkins and Sheree Zampino, the two newbies. They're too new to question it. I don't think that they would go in on Dorit. And then there's Garcelle. Oh, God. I didn't mean to flick anybody off. There's Garcelle. And then Teddy said it was not Garcelle. So the only person that really leaves would be Sutton Strack. And she proved last season that if she feels like something's not right, she's going to raise a big question mark on it. I think it was Sutton.
Sutton?
I have two theories.
Okay, go ahead. I need him.
It could be Sutton because she's the obvious choice. It could be Sutton because she's the obvious choice. She's the one that did all the questioning last season. So makes perfect sense. Or it could be Crystal, because if you remember last season, towards the end of the season, it was like she started waking up from the chloroform and like she came back from the Stockholm syndrome and she started questioning Erika too and was like, girl, what's going on here? Like, don't none of this make no damn sense, sister. And so towards the end, it was like, okay, well, maybe, so, and it's her second season. She's more comfortable with the girl. She may feel more comfortable asking questions under the guise of, we're friends now. I should be able to ask you questions, whether I'm in the Force 5 or not.
I love the shade of the Fox News. First of all, at this point, I don't care. I want to see the new season. I want to see what they have to offer. But more than anything, I just want the one person who we're never going to get back, who is LVP. I want her back so bad because I want to see her. And no offense to Lisa Rinna, I choose Lisa Vanderpump any day. I want to see Lisa come back and be like, here's the crown. I'm back, bitches.
No, I can't stand Rinna. I need Rinna gone. I need Rinna and Erika.
Don't want that.
You don't want Lisa Vanderpump back?
You remember I said,
no, I want Vanderpump back.
I don't want her back.
No?
I don't want her back like that.
Why?
I just don't. You remember when we were talking about when Heather came back, and I was like, if they would have did this with LVP, she would have came in with a full-blown God complex, and it would have been a huge turnoff for me. And I'm not here for that. Like, if you're gonna come back, the only way I want to see you really come. The only way that I see, or that I would rather see her come back in real life,
is if
her and Kyle fix things off camera. and then she just invited her to a party and was like, or just showed up to something with LVP and just popped up. And was like, hey, we fixed things. Here's the timeline. The dynamic duo from the first few seasons.
See,
I would love to see that.
LVP just had Garcelle. They threw Richardson, who we've seen cameos from on Watch What Happens Live on Vanderpump Rules. He threw a charity to give back to Haiti for disaster relief, and Garcelle showed up to support it. LVP was photographed with her, and now Garcelle's son is working for LVP in Vegas. So they have some sort of surface level friendship. Let's call it that. It's very surface level, I'm assuming. She also is friends with Kathy Hilton. So I think that she could come back in, and she knows Sutton. I think she could come back in and know enough people. And when Dorit's like, are you ready to apologize? Lisa would be like,
oh, no. Lisa's going to come in there and make sure she clears her name. And she won't let it go until she clears her name about the Daily Mail or whoever it was.
Like, if you're going to come in and be elitist,
she's going to make sure.
And be like, oh, I'm the queen and the crown is heavy. Just leave it where it is. Like, if you're not going to be real and relatable, like, girl, just leave it alone. Leave me alone.
I wouldn't leave it alone.
You want her on the show?
Or Vanderpump Dogs are overexposed.
She needs to go. Her and her 700%.
I want a lot of these girls gone. Let me be clear. But you asked about Vanderpump specifically.
Hold on.
I want a lot of these girls gone. But you specifically asked about Vanderpump. I like Vanderpump. I just want her to be.
I need Erika to go.
Jordan, you paused. Hold on. I'm going to bring up Bad and Bougie. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I had to jump on. I was just going to sit here and watch, but I just, I love me some Jordan. But no.
Jordan's camera is giving a little flack. Jordan, call back in because we definitely want you back in.
Yeah, come back.
I'll drop down the link. By the way, guys, for some reason, StreamYard's not letting me see the chat right in front of me, so I have it off to the side. Isabel Valdez said, where is Jason? Jason doesn't do the morning show. Jason is more of a night person. So this is me, and Jason is getting ready for our 11 a.m. By the way, guys, 600 people in the room. We are going live at 11 to talk about Real Housewives of Miami, and then Jason's going live with Storm Doris at 2 p.m. to talk about the reunion look. Jordan's back.
Oh, I love the looks. I love to discuss.
I love them.
But anyway, what I wanted to say is, yes, I would love. See, this is the problem with Beverly Hills, and I can see it coming.
Let us know.
It's the Fab Five or whatever they call themselves, and then we only got Garcelle, and then we got Will Smith's ex-wife, right? And then we got Sutton. So, yeah, if LVP came back, she would shake up the whole thing because now they can't team up and just come against the other ones. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I like about LVP is she's kind of like a Kathy Hilton's, but on steroids. She's gonna say how she feels.
Right. That's why I don't think that mission would get accomplished, because I think she would make her return more so about her and less about I don't think it's I feel like she'd be using the girls in the other group just to do her little bidding to make it all about them begging for her forgiveness.
Exactly.
Are you happy with this cast?
I would not want to see LVP come back and make up with Kyle, because Kyle did her dirty. Kyle did her really dirty. Yeah, so
she's done a lot of those girls.
I don't see that as being something like, I consider myself. I'm an LVP fan. I consider myself like an LVP person. There's no way in hell I would make up with Kyle. Kyle does everybody dirty. She says one thing in front of people's face,
and then behind her back, they said the same thing about Lisa.
Hold on, wait. I know that there's one more person who's called in, and she always calls in, and she drops a bomb, and then she exits right out. I'm going to go ahead and bring her up really quick because she always comes in. She's like, hold on, I have something to say. I'm going to be here for 30 seconds. I'm going to drop out. Let's go ahead and bring her up really quick. Hi, Ebony.
I knew it. Hey, girl.
Can you hear me? Yes. I just want to say I hope it's Rinna, because Rinna likes to turn her back on people, and I hope that she turns her back on Erika Jayne. And I was just saying that in the chat. So I really hope it's Rinna that goes after Erika Jayne, because she wants to stay on the cast. So that's how she's going to stay on the cast. If she turns her back on her best friend, like she did Richards.
No, she just posted a photo with her. It's definitely not Rinna. I mean, we could all be hopeful, but it's not Rinna.
Donna Summer Show did post that photo, didn't she?
Yeah. How did Rinna keep slipping through all this crap? man, how does she just keep slipping through, Renna? Like, she just keeps getting through with, like...
She got in a lot of
It's because I was on hiatus. I took a break from my
exactly.
YouTube channel. That was my bad. I'm sorry. I'm back.
Yeah, you gotta get back to
Let
it.
me ask all three of you really quick, and I'm gonna go with Bad and Bougie, then Georgia Carolina, then Krista. What do you think? This is our cast that we have to look forward to season 12. You see Kyle, Sutton, Crystal Kung Minkoff on the left, Dorit Kimsley, Sheree Zampino, Lisa Rinna, Erika Girardi, Sanella Diana Jenkins, Kathy Hilton, and Garcelle. Are you happy with this cast? I'm gonna start again. Bad and Bougie, you first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 women.
Wow.
I love it. I love it because I was bored as hell with talking about Erika. I'm tired of that. I'm just done with Erika. Lisa Rinna, her storyline is always her kids, her family. She ain't talking about nothing. So I'm glad. I'm happy with the women that they're added. I thought it was kind of, unfair that they brought on Lisa Rinna's best friend that was gonna, of course, join in with them and to attack Garcelle. So I'm glad she has somebody there. So yeah, I love the cast. I think it's gonna be exciting.
All right. Before I just want to say really quick again, guys, the live chat is not working on my front screen, so I screenshotted this. Peter Dubin, thank you so much. Adam, I'm watching here with my 13-year-old who turned into a Bravo-holic. Hey!
Yes.
Welcome to the club. All right.
Welcome to the dark side.
Welcome to the dark side. Guys, 600 to the room. It's a subscribers-only live chat. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. We're an hour in, and we are getting ready for our Miami breakdown. But before we do, Jordan, cast, thoughts?
Listen, it could be better, but we got a little balance. One thing, who is the lady standing to my left of Sheree? Not Donna Summer, but on the other side. Who is that?
That's Sanella Diana Jenkins.
She gives me like a really young Jennifer Coolidge vibe, but
yeah, she
that's
actually,
neither here nor there.
So she just sold her Malibu estate for almost $100 million. She's worth a lot of money, and she owns her own private music label.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
So well, I do music, ma'am. So if you want to go listen to my mixtape, hi.
And then Sheree Zampino, obviously, like Bad and Bougie said, that is Will Smith's ex. So, and
if you want to go see what she gonna give, go look at her back on Hollywood Exes. Sheree Zampino gonna give it up.
Yeah, she's beautiful, and she got that personality.
I'm here
she
for
got that whoop ass.
And I love that she's friends with Garcelle because it's, like it really was unbalanced last season. How we had, all of the women on one side, and then it was just like Sutton and Garcelle. Crystal was kind of in the balance between both sides because she was friends with Kathy, so it kind of gave her an end to the rest of the women too. But for Garcelle and Sutton, they were really on their own. And this season, there's going to be 3 of them.
I think we're going to see some clear lines drawn this season. Like, we're going to see some very clear lines drawn. Like, it's finna give real talls versus smalls, aunties versus nieces, like Fox News versus CNN. Like, it's really finna give it up this season. Like, it's exciting. I just wish,
You could get a hint of that last season because if you remember, Garcelle said, Dorit will never yell at me like that again. I was like, okay, Garcelle.
It was the tone of her voice, and she sat back with them sunglasses on and was like, things will be different.
Yeah. And
I was like,
if you guys remember, Garcelle went on The Real because she co-hosts The Real, and Adrian Balon actually said, she went on a rant. She's like, Dorit better watch herself. You would never talk to me like that. And Garcelle was like, hold on, calm down, Adrian. And she's like, no, that's bullshit. She doesn't talk to you like that. And she got Garcelle was like, yeah, you're not going to talk to me like that, girl. So we'll see.
So question.
I'm ready for the shift because I'm tired. After they went after Denise and formed that whole thing, like, it's got to go. It has to stop. Like, I'm ready for a shift.
I agree.
Like a
Jordan,
shift. Like, Garcelle and Sutton. Because Garcelle and Sutton are, like, they could be, like, the #1 fan favorites if they have some, like, force behind them. And I think they will because they just need to push the other ones out. But I like Kathy. But I want Kyle and, if we're going to have Kyle, we have to have Kathy and Kim. So I think without them, Kyle's going to be stuck with Rinna's butt, Erika's butt. And you know what I mean? She's going to be stuck with them until she gets her sister back and gets rid of the other 2. Like, Kyle can stay, but Rinna and Erika would have to go. Because if not, she's going to stay stuck up their butts. And she's never going to come back to reality. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She's just gonna like
Kyle she just to me, she could almost go for me. I mean,
yeah. At this point,
She don't cook. She don't clean. She don't wash clothes.
What was your question?
She's not a friend to anyone. Everybody, she starts everything and then sits at the table and does this.
And
like,
she can't be.
She's like shocked at everything that happened. I'm like, girl, you the one that told her this. What are you talking about?
I think Kyle is less like. I think Kyle is less acting shocked and is like, oh, she actually said it. Oh, it's finally out there. Because to me, her faces are like confirmation. Like I always look to Kyle for confirmation because her face always gives it away. She's always like.
Her and Teddy trying to be mean girls, it don't work. It just doesn't work. Her and Teddy trying to be mean girls.
The thing is, Teddy doesn't have. You can't like sometimes when I get upset with Jason, I'm like, do you want to sleep on the like? I'll joke around. I'm like, do you want to sleep on the couch? And I have no execution behind it. And Jason's like, bitch, please. And you know, like I feel like for Teddy Mellencamp, Teddy has like the same thing where she's like, you don't mess with me. And Erica's like, girl, shut up. Shut up.
Cassie didn't even know who she was. Cassie walked right past her at Christmas and walked in at Christmas and looked at Teddy like she was hunky dory. She had no idea who she was. No. She's trying to say she did.
Watch What Happens Live? Hold on real quick. Before, please remind me of this. Jordan, you had a question. What was the question?
The question was, you know, since you brought this up the other day, I just wanted to think of like since that dynamic, you know, since Adrienne has a couple of avenues into the Real Housewives, I just wanted to ask you a question because I don't think she would do it, but I think that there's a chance that she could be talked into it in a year or two, right? Would you rather see her and her sister go to New York, or would you rather see her go on Beverly Hills as Garcelle's friend?
Wait, who is this again?
And her co-host from The Real.
I would rather see them on New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Beverly Hills is watchable for me right now. I think that there's like something I can deal with. Whereas like New York, I feel like I was disgusted by last season and they have a lot of work to do. I want to see like real dynamic women who come in and they're like, oh, you've been on the show for 12, 13, 14 years. I don't give a shit. I'm going to say what I want.
So would you want them to come on with that cast, or would you want them to come on as like a full OC reboot?
I want a reboot for New York. Honestly, I think that Ebony deserves a second chance, but I also feel like she deserves to come back. But I also feel like I would rather see her. I've seen so many articles where they're like, put her on The View or something. And I think that would be a much better platform because these women don't do anything for Ebony. And this has to be exhausting to battle with people who are sometimes like some of these women are so ignorant. I wouldn't want to be in Ebony's position trying to battle with them. So I feel like she's too good for the platform, but let's put Ebony on The View. I think Ramona needs to go. Luann, I can keep or leave at this point. She fills, but she doesn't really bring me anything.
Yeah, Diana Ross.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's like
and then Sonia Morgan. I just want Sonia to get like I don't want to watch her self implode on the show anymore about her divorce or with the alcohol. It just makes you feel bad because sometimes we get it and it's comedic relief when we get the girls trips and they fall into the bushes and it's funny, you're having a good time. But when you have the moments where you're so visibly intoxicated in every filming scene and you can tell that she's getting intoxicated in order to navigate the filming. So I don't think for Sonia, this is a healthy platform. No. And for Leah McSweeney, no offense, Leah. It's not, we don't really need Leah on the show either. We need dynamic women who have the lifestyle. Let's bring in Adrienne Bailon. Let's bring in people who have real careers, real money, real attitudes and personalities that aren't going to put up with some of this ignorant stuff. I want that. I don't want a bunch of yes men or people coming on who are like Tinsley Mortimer, who's like kind of timid because the group is very, you know, like it's a very powerful group and I don't know how to fit into this group. I don't want that.
And see, that's what got me uninterested in Orange County because it's just all about everybody kissing Heather's butt.
That's why I don't.
It's just like I'm done. I stopped watching it because it's no. Everybody's like Heather, like it's just it's too much.
Well, and they do. I mean,
groupie like now.
Noella is trying too hard to go the opposite direction.
Yeah. I think Noella was also, again, and I have conspiracy theories. I do. I think that Bronwyn was put on pause. She wasn't actually fired from the show. And when she, she was let go from the show, but they said that they put her on pause to focus on her life. And when she left the show, she did not bash the show. So she could always come back. And what I feel like they're doing is, we know throughout the rest of the season, Bronwyn's going to start opening up about that relationship and how they lost trust in their friendship. And that's why they no longer talk. I think they're going to mention her enough. That way they can potentially reintroduce her next season. And then boom, we have Noella and Bronwyn kind of facing off, and Bronwyn coming back and telling the rest of the women, I'm back.
Oh man. But if everybody is just gonna, it's gonna be like a Garcelle thing. If everybody's just gonna continue to worship Heather, then
I mean,
it's just I don't know. I just don't think it's interesting when all the women are just. And I haven't watched it in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna be honest, because I just the Heather butt kissing is just too much for me. Like I don't know.
And I feel the same way about if LVP came back to BH. While I like her as a reality TV personality, I feel like it would be just like that, except there would be just a couple more Noellas going in the complete opposite direction to hate her, while everybody else is trying to kiss her ass, because they know that the viewers are going to worship this this girl's return.
Right.
So it's like, it's all going to feel very performed, and like it's going to feel like a lot of positioning is happening. Like there's going to be, that's going to be the great
Jordan.
Bobby Fischer will return.
I was going to say.
That season will be the biggest game of chess in the last few years of Beverly Hills. Bobby Fischer will return. I'm telling you, she will rise from from Vegas. She'll rise from Vegas.
Okay, wait, because we're about to go live and take this party over to Jason's channel for Miami. Guys, almost 700 people in the room. Smash that like button. We're going live. I pinned the link for Real Housewives of Miami recap on Down with Jason. We are continuing the conversation in the party in 15 minutes. Before we do, I'm going to go and end us off on this. I don't want too many details on the looks, only because Jason is doing a 2 p.m. live. But if we had to choose, this is how we're going to end off. If we had to choose which reunion came through with the better looks, are we going with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
Come on.
Yes, Yzma.
Or Real Housewives of Miami? I'm gonna start with Kristen. I'm gonna drop you down as we answer. Krista, Miami?
We ordered that and we got that. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
All you look a fool.
So what is your?
We're Miami all the way. Like it looks like we ordered that and they sent us the crappy thing. You know what I mean?
Okay. Krista, we appreciate you. Thank you for calling in, and hopefully we see you in 15 minutes.
I'll be there.
All right. Oh, hold on 1 second. There was something real quick.
Breaking news?
Yes. Oh my God, Jordan. Look at your name.
Oh, I love you.
Wow.
I do.
I'm just kidding. Okay, let me go ahead and fix that back. I forgot that I could do that. I always have fun just like amusing myself. Sorry. Okay, Jordan, we're going to go with you next. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City looks Miami.
I mean, it's not even a question. Yeah. Miami looks 1,000 like that. Girl, okay. It just, here's the difference. It looked like Miami actually had time to plan for this, and everybody on Salt Lake City looks like they got their outfit the day before.
Not the day before.
The day before. Now, mind you, Jennifer Shaw is giving. Now, Jennifer Shaw's Yzma cosplay is sickening. It's sickening.
Not for this reunion in a good way.
It's everything for a Disney convention, not for the reunion. But if she was trying to give Yzma for Halloween, wear that dress, because it's perfection for Halloween.
Jordan, thank you so much. We'll see you in 15 minutes, hopefully. Bye. All right, Bad and Bougie, I'm going to change up the question a little bit really quick.
But I say Miami.
Okay, you say Miami. Now, real quick, out of the Miami cast, and Jason, don't kill me. We're not covering the reunion fashions. He will be back at 2 p.m. with Storm Doris to cover all of these. If you had to pick a favorite from Miami, who are you picking?
I don't know. They all slayed it. I love all three of the top three. They look amazing. And then the green dress at the bottom on the bottom. I don't know her name. Yeah. She slayed it too. I think they all looked great.
I think my favorite would have to be Lisa up in the top in the middle in the purple.
Yeah, she looks, oh my God, that is
Cardi in the bottom with the green.
Yeah. And even the gold. I don't know. I love them all. I think the yellow, she was like the worst dressed.
Probably.
And yeah, but I mean, they look awesome. Like
okay, so we have some Miami looks to look forward to. I love it. Bad and Bougie, we know that you're working from home right now, so we're so happy to have you back. Thank you for calling in, and we hope to see you in a couple of minutes over on Jason's channel.
I'll be over there.
All right, see you soon.
When you guys come to LA, you guys have my number. Call me.
Okay, so this time it's not such a packed like boom, boom, but we fly in Monday. We have a couple meetings on Monday, and then Tuesday I'm doing Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald. And then Tuesday night, I'm making a big announcement on my channel with another collaborator who lives in Los Angeles. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, we don't leave until Thursday night. We're going on a red eye back to Florida. So we have Wednesday and Thursday. If you're around, we would definitely love to grab one.
Just hit me up.
Definitely. Bad and Bougie, we'll see you soon.
All right. I'll have on makeup the next time.
No, you don't need makeup. We love you.
Bye, you guys.
Bye. All right, guys, 615 plus in the room. Thank you guys so much for all of our super chats, super stickers. We appreciate you. I'm sorry that the live chat was not working on StreamYard, but it was over here on mine. Not on my StreamYard, but I had to open a totally separate tab. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but hey, we did it. There was almost 700 people. If you haven't smashed that like button, smash that like button. I pinned the link for our Real Housewives Miami recap. It is coming on in legitimately 10 minutes. So we will be recapping Real Housewives of Miami. One hell of a conversation. I cannot wait to share with you guys. And yes, the cat's out of the bag. I will be doing Juicy Scoop this upcoming week. Everyone's already messaging me. They know about it. Heather announced it. I was trying to keep it a secret, but that's okay. We have other secrets coming your way to announce. So don't think that I'm a one-trick pony, okay? Because I'm not. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming your way. I love you guys. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'll remember it for later. What else? Yeah, I'll just see you so very soon. Guys, have an amazing rest of your week and weekend. If you guys are watching and you can't make it to the recap, stay safe, be kind to people, and give somebody a compliment. Pay it forward, because if you give somebody a compliment and you can brighten up their day, tell them that their hair looks good or they look pretty. It doesn't matter. It changes somebody's day. It's so crazy how infectious that is. Just do it. Try it. I encourage you. Bye, guys. Love you.